Hi guys, my name is Sophia Carey. If you are new to this channel, I am a fashion photographer based in the UK. I'm from London, but I live in Manchester, so work between the two. In today's video, we're going to be talking about location scouting. So if you've subscribed to this channel for a while, then you'll probably remember that I did a video probably about a year ago now about how you can find great locations anywhere. And in that video, we did touch on the concept of location scouting and techniques you can use to find brilliant locations. In today's video, I'm going to be going a little bit into more depth about how the actual process of getting up, going out, and location scouting works, and things that you might want to bear in mind. Okay, so a little bit of backstory on what I did yesterday, where I went, and why I did it. I was meant to be on shoot today with a model, and we had kind of like a list of locations that I already knew that I wanted to use. And I'd seen when I was on the tram another location that I thought might work for this particular model. So I wanted to go down, have a look, and scout the location out a little bit. I was also intending to shoot a lot of the model shoot with my Mamiya RB67, and because I hadn't used it in a while, I wanted to kind of like get out and test it and make sure like I knew how to do it still, basically. So I took that camera with me whilst I was location scouting yesterday. Unfortunately, because of this like massive storm that you can probably hear like smashing against my window and my roof right now, that shoot today has been postponed. So we're still gonna do it, and it's still gonna happen at some point this month, but we're not doing it today. So instead, I thought I'd use my time today to kind of talk you through what I was thinking when I was location scouting, what I was looking for, what made me think that's a good location, what made me think, oh, maybe it's not. And I also want to show you some of the photos I took, because it's been a while since I updated you on my progress with the RB67. So one of the reasons I took the RB67 was because when I'm location scouting, I like to record what I'm seeing. So usually I just do that on my phone, and yesterday I did take some photos on my phone, just in case the film didn't come out, and of course you have less shots on a medium format camera than you do on your phone. And this is just because, you know, like no matter how good you think your memory is, you're never going to properly remember like how it exactly looked. And in this instance, it might be like a few weeks until you're going to use those locations and you want something to refer to. Another thing that I think is useful for recording the actual images is to send it to the client and say, yeah, this is the location I'm thinking, like what do you think? What's your opinion on it? So the weather yesterday was actually really good, and I know that's hard to kind of imagine given today's atrocious weather, but yesterday was really nice day, really sunny day, and the lighting was really beautiful actually. Generally speaking, I'm not a massive fan of direct light. It makes it a lot harder to shoot than using an overcast kind of light source, a more diffused light source. So there are things that I do have to think about in regards to direct light, as all photographers will. And maybe that will be a topic for another video, but in essence, what I'm trying to say is you have to really be aware that in direct light, you do get shadows. So yesterday was a good example for me to kind of see this environment in harsh lighting and see where the shadows kind of fall. And what you also have to think about is, depending on the position of the sun and the time of day you're shooting, this location is going to look different. So yeah, a really big thing that I think about when I'm out on shoot is the shapes that are in the environment and the shapes that are going to be cast by shadows, because that is going to change the look. That might be for the better, that might be for the worst. And you've got to think about, can I still stand my model here? Can I still utilize this location in the same way if the light is a little bit different? So yeah, that's number one. When you're looking at locations, think about how they might look depending on the weather. If it's a really bright day, it's probably not going to look the same as if it was a overcast day. And that's something you have to consider. Another thing that I like to think about is how much shelter does it provide. So in Manchester, it rains quite often, like that's no secret. Today is a great example of that. But yeah, so I want to look at a location and think, right, so if we get here and like the heavens open and it's tipping it down, can we use it? Can we find places that are sheltered, etc., to still be able to utilize this location best we can? But another thing that you also want to think about is the ground. So for example, the area that I scouted yesterday, although a lot of it was under like a shelter of such, the ground was not paved, so you're going to get a lot of mud. Having a lot of mud is obviously going to make it harder to move through the location, and might put certain restrictions on actually shooting as well. Something else that I had to think about yesterday was, as I was walking, I noticed that where I was scouting was actually kind of like a shelter or a refuge for homeless people. So people were sleeping underneath it was like a tram line kind of thing. So what I was thinking about was, is this actually an appropriate place to take these photos? Because I don't want to intrude on someone. And similarly, in heavily graffitied area, this is kind of like my personal taste, I am wary of what the graffiti says, because the political implications, the social implications of certain graffiti could affect the kind of client you take there. So for example, if it was a really political client who was happy to have certain phrases behind them, then that's cool. But if you're a client that can't be seen with like, has to be seen implicitly neutral, for example, then maybe that's not the best location for that client. And again, I don't want to personally be seen to endorse something that I either don't understand or don't agree with. So that is something I think about when I'm scouting locations that are heavily graffitied. Another thing that I think I've spoken about before on this channel is I like an area where I can use it in multiple ways. So I don't want to be going from this place to that place to that place to that place to that place back to this place to do a shoot. Ideally, if I can, I'm going to use a location that is compact, that I can walk like a small distance but still get kind of different vibes and different looks. So something that I'm thinking about when I'm location scouting is, are there other locations in close proximity, or can I change kind of the idea of this location by shooting it at a different angle? How diverse can you make this area look, and how many different perspectives can you shoot it at? But yeah, like I've said before, location scouting doesn't have to be in person. You can use Google Maps, you can use your tram ride, your train drive, your car ride, to scout locations and to kind of see like what you think look good. You can use Instagram, you can go on Google Images, you can do all that, that's fine, and that's a great way, that's a way I utilize location scouting a lot. But there are limitations in the fact that you can't see how the light's hitting, you can't really explore all of the intricate details of that area, and areas change over time as well. So where I shot today is being developed, so this time next month it might not even look the same. So it's important to actually, head down to that location if you can find the time, and work out how you would shoot something there. And like other things you want to think about, are there hazards? Have you seen it on Google? It looks great. You get down there and it's flooded, or there's, I don't know, like really big obtrusive things that you just can't like get past, or like fences obstructing your kind of access. And again, you don't want to be with a client and going there for the first time, not really knowing where it is, and then you get there and it's like, oh yeah, we can't use this now. So yeah, we're gonna have to go and find somewhere else. And that's happened to me. I have not prepared properly, and I've been like, right, yeah, I've got a location in my head, let's get there. And then I'm like, either can't find it at all, or I get there and I'm like, well, this is definitely not what I expected. So getting down there in person and actually scouting it out and having a look for yourself is, I think, really pivotal in kind of the process. I have flashed up the images that I took on my location scouting walk throughout this video, but I'm just gonna roll through them once again just to show you guys what I shot in a medium format. Obviously some of them weren't location scouting. There is a picture of a bus stop from outside my flat window, which was not location scouting, but I like the photo, so I'm still gonna include this in the video. In regards to how I'm actually getting on with medium format, I love the look of it, but I am struggling with the kind of changing systems from digital to medium format film. When things go wrong with the camera, I am like struggling to I'm not quite there yet in being like, oh, that's what it is, and being able to fix that problem really quickly. But I am looking to film some more behind the scenes using that Mamiya RB67 in like coming weeks, so hopefully I can get that to you guys soon. This was just a quick video, but as ever, if you did enjoy it, remember to give it a like and hit subscribe. It really does help in regards to the YouTube algorithm, so I would really appreciate it. And of course, drop me a comment if you found any of these tips useful, or if you have any location scouting tips yourself that you kind of want to talk about. Thank you for watching. I will hopefully be back very shortly with some more videos. If there is something that you want to see from me, of course, you can always like DM me, connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, etc. and let me know what you kind of want to see come to this channel. I'm always up for suggestions. I'll see you guys in the next one.